This is one day in the Chinese coastal city of Shanghai. It's 2 in the afternoon, and the city's streets are full of eager shoppers. Although still a communist country, China has embraced a free market economy. Nowhere is that more evident than on the streets of Shanghai, where it's hard to avoid conspicuous Western branding, and those with the money to buy just can't get enough. The infamous Made in China label has long stood for high-volume, low-quality products. It's a brand that's brought economic success at the expense of creative ambition. This Shanghai company is aiming to turn all that on its head by nurturing young Chinese designers with an eye for the international market.
My name is Neri, and I'm the founder of Neri and Hu Design Research Office.
My name is Hu, and I am the other founder and partner of Neri and Hu Design Research Office. When we first came to Shanghai, we were just very excited about the opportunities that we saw. And so we wanted to start a creative initiative to have under one roof different designers from different disciplinaries.
When the manufacturing explosion began in China, design was something that took a back seat behind commerce. Fakes and imitations were the order of the day.
The Chinese were always seen as people who copy and never really have original thought. But if you look at Chinese historically, there's a lot of great thinkers.
When we first started going to international design fairs, people were very wary about seeing visitors from China. I think they're worried about things being copied. So the creative field in China is regarded as, I would say, substandard from an international perspective.
Although both were born and educated abroad, it's the character of this cosmopolitan city and their relationship with it that is reflected in Neri and Hu's design work.
Because of where we are, we're located here in Shanghai in China, and we have this Western educational background. We're always set against this kind of bipolar East-West thing. But we ourselves hardly ever think in those terms. And so instead of kind of defining how East are we, how West are we, where in that spectrum we are, to me that's less important. It's more important to resolve issues within design. So issues of living, issues of technology, issues of maybe cultural representation. And then that's when the East-West comes in.
So all this is it, if I go for details.
It's a good idea. No, the touch, in terms of touch, but these are just the drawers. And
Just drawers.
Okay. Shanghai is a city that is changing and it's evolving. A lot of the major cities in the world today is like a museum. It's beautiful, but it's dead. It's over. It's part of history, and nothing wrong with that. But Shanghai is evolving, and that's exciting to us. I'm always reminded that Shanghai is very much like the turn of the century when New York was becoming a major city and major player in the world. We're not saying we're better as Chinese. No, we're saying we can give back to the world a bit of what the Chinese mind has conceived. And there are plenty of them, and they're significant.
Since setting up their business in 2004, the pair have grown the practice and now have 4 different companies under one roof. They design everything from buildings to chairs and kitchenware. Perhaps the most important work, though, remains the nurturing of a design culture in the city.
So I always encourage the best designers, the best brands to come to the city. And for Chinese architects and Chinese designers not to be intimidated by it, but embrace them.
Having a lot of kind of international infiltration into the Chinese culture, I think that's how China can grow into its next identity.
Because we're going to be a significant city. We're going to be a city that's going to be reckoned.